Yeah, g'day, how's it going? John Stockwell here. Got some more funky bluesy rhythms to play today. So what I've come up with today is this really cool little number that that I play. So, and what it does, it uses a bit of arpeggios, which I'll explain, and it does some more lead techniques. So it's getting you used to single note picking, strumming, and now we're putting in a little arpeggio in here, and we're also, I'll show you some other cool places to play your D and your E. Okay, so we'll get some stuff going on. So it goes like this. That was a bit rough, but anyway, I'll show you the hang of it. So you can play it. So it's an A again. Da-da. What's my favourite key? A. Right? That's your little riff. So it's A, down, up. Then we slide from the C. Or it doesn't have to be from the C. It's just sort of a get there quick however you can. Slide, great. If you sort of don't and you're too quick, doesn't matter. Now here's your arpeggio. So it's a D. So it's 1, 3, 5. The notes of the D major scale. So don't worry about it too much. Go over to the wow factor and get a hold of that. It'll sort of go through a bit slower than what I've been doing lately. And you get a really good understanding by doing that. Go that wow factor and get a hold of that. And it helps me keep this side alive by you doing that. $2.50 a week. Bargain! Anyway, here we go. So there's your notes. So it is the D note, right? 5th string, 5th fret. Then we go drop down a string and back a fret. So we're now on the 4th string at the 4th fret, then the same string, but we move it up to the 7th fret. So there. Try and use your little finger. If you can't use, if your little finger's a bit weak, don't worry about it, just use that one. I don't really care. I try and use my little finger because it's there. You come in to the next bit, alright? So try and use your little finger if you can, but if you can't, it doesn't really matter, alright? If you're stronger with that one, just use it and make it sound good. I don't care what fingers you use, as long as it sounds good, it's the main thing, right? So the next one, after you got that. Alright, so you might want to just practice that to get used to it. Just whenever you're practicing anything, just break it up into small little bite-sized chunks, okay? And you'll get it. Don't try and remember too much because the old brain can't cope with it. Mine can't anyway. So the next bit is, so after you've got the either be a C or an A-7, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. All I do is hold that down there, play those 3 strings. Okay. And that's a real down, up. And all that is a pull off. Again when it comes back down. So I'm pulling it off and then I'm plucking it to give it a good vibrato, and give it some vibrato too, if you can. Practice this vibrato. If it sounds like crap, it doesn't matter, okay? At least you're one step closer by practicing, right? Come up to your D, right? So get that bit first. Then you're up here, D. Play it up here. So all that is I'm playing D. So if you imagine, right, you're playing an A and you're going. Playing something in A, you can do the same thing with D. You just started at the bottom half of where your D bar chord would be. Here, at the, what's that, 7th fret. Resting your finger up against that A note. You don't want to hear that. It doesn't matter with the D, you can hear it. That's not a real big deal if you hear it, but once you get up here, you don't really want to hear it. So good practice is just to nudge that finger into it so it deadens it off. So I'm playing now at the 10th fret on that 4th string. So it's up, down, up. Or it could be down, up, down, up. When I'm hitting that, it's down, down. And at the last one, you come right up to this 10th fret and just play that. Same as you've been playing these other ones that I've showed you. So let's run through that, where we're up to so far. Now I've forgotten the rhythm. So when you're coming up for that, when you got to feel the music. So when you feel like it's about time to change, run him up here and it's just 3 short upstrokes. So when now you want to practice that, you just go 2 times through in that first one. Then come in 2 times in this one. Then it's up to your D. And you want to to do something different. You can play like... if you want to, but what I reckon is, if you make everything just that little bit different, it keeps you more interested. Like if it was a song as such, you might make it the same. It depends on what the other instruments were doing. So this is the choices that you've got to make. If you make it too different when you're playing for other people and you've got a singer and all that going on, it creates too much for the ear to get hold of. So you might be better off just going... keeping it simple, depending on what's going on at the time. But if you're just playing it in your bedroom, or if you've got an instrumental where you know everyone's listening to the guitar, then you might want to create something a bit different. So then we'll go. And it's just a little slide thing, and it's probably good for you for a practice. You know, when you're learning guitar, just to do something a little bit different. So you've got 3 different things you've got to think about. But the notes are, that's where your E is, because it's the bottom half of your E. That's where your pentatonic is. So it's a chord, followed by the scale. But for this, we'll just go. So it's... it's what it is, right? Chord, then you got, before when you were doing your D, you were going. So this time, you're ending up on the 12th fret. And just repeat it. So it's where the little finger was before, so that's the 4th string 12th fret. Slide it up 2 frets to the 14th. Bar it across that 12th fret. Same thing as the D. So all it is a movement to get you from where your chord is into where you play that pattern 1 scale. Then you're ready. And you can add other fills and stuff. But for this lesson this week, whoa, just a little slide. Again, it just follows a 12-bar blues pattern. Yeah, it doesn't have to be strict. You can swap it around and play each segment as many times or as least times as you like. It doesn't matter. But it gives you 3 things to get hold of. It introduces an arpeggio, which we'll talk about later on. And you know, like I said, go to the Wow Factory if you want to learn all this stuff in depth in a sequential motion, so it's not as hard to get your head around. But I want to talk to you about this stuff, so then you know you can just go out and learn how to do this stuff. Okay. So we've learned chords, scales, and arpeggio today. How to go from different positions. Okay. And we've sort of played it not in a traditional blues sense. We've given it a different sort of timing, but the notes are there. To play blues, to play jazz, to play funk, to play quite a few different styles. It's just the feel that changes it. Alright, so I'll be back again next time. I'll see you then. Get into it. For more great guitar lessons, head on over to www.australianguitarlessons.com and I'll see you there.